Great. That was a great introduction, guys. I'm so happy to be back. This is Friday, September 25th, 2010, and we are going live. And I'm so excited to be here with my D'Amico's coffee, the best coffee in town, coffee that tastes like real coffee. I'm not selling, I'm just letting you know, just for the record, okay? And the Madonia Brothers Bakery and the Yo Vitamins. We're trying to, give a plug for all the sponsors that we have. I'm very excited tonight because we have a very special guest. And let's cut to the chase. I don't want my beautiful guest to walk away. We have the beautiful, talented, gifted, drop-dead gorgeous Angelica Torn. An actor, stage performer, film, TV actor. I like to use, the word actor, not actress.
Right.
I think you're absolutely superb.
Thank
I
you.
met you at the Actors Studio back in 2003 when you were playing Sylvia Plath.
That was really exciting.
And,
It was really.
That was like, I went with my husband and we just loved you. You came with us that night, Angelica. You were so beautiful and so exquisite.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming by.
Sure.
You're looking beautiful.
Thanks.
You're looking hot. I couldn't recognize you when you just walked in. I said, you look so young.
I know a lot of the parts I play, characters, when you go into those emotional levels, which I tend to do with the kinds of parts that I play, I always look cuter in real life.
You're a beautiful woman. You know what I like about you, Angelica? That you are the real deal. To me, it's like we were mentioning Michael Aronoff, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just another great actor that he knows I'm his biggest fan. In town, I'm his biggest fan, okay? And I love when I see great actors working so hard, but I like to see people who are really grounded.
Yeah.
And down to earth.
Well, it's super important, especially if you're doing the kind of work that I do. You have to be hyper grounded, or else, because these characters go through so much emotionally that you need to be able to get back to your real life and be safe,
right.
and be as safe as possible so you can really go out there.
Out there.
Yeah.
Lucky Days.
Yeah.
That's quite a film. I seen it last night, and I loved it.
Thank you.
To
It's
see
a
you with
real.
your dad.
Yeah.
Rip Torn. Can we bring them in? My God, what an actor.
It's amazing.
What an actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just...
Yeah. He's a magician.
Yeah.
He can make everything out of nothing.
Yeah. He's absolutely superb, He's just, the whole cast, Marilyn Sokol.
Oh, genius.
She's just beautiful. But let's talk about the film, Angelica. Let's talk about, how you made it happen. This is something that you wanted to do a long time ago.
Long time. I conceived of the film back in it was probably like 91, so almost 20 years ago. I knew that I wanted to make a film that took place in Coney Island. And it's one of my favorite places that I've been going to since I was a little girl, and it's so magical, and it's so derelict, and it's so, it's the carny aspect there. It's still raw and gritty, and I wanted to make a film that expressed my love for the place, and I wanted to capture the place, and I ended up writing this character that I play, Virginia, and I wanted her to embody Coney Island as a person. So before I wrote it, I took some wonderful actors out to Coney Island, and we also did it in town too, in Manhattan, in the San Gennaro Feast, and we would go and improv scenes.
Nice.
Once I got the characters.
Right.
We would improv, and I videotaped it all, and later transcribed, actually, some of the dialogue comes straight out of these improvs.
Beautiful.
Which is, because how the scenes, you go in, and then all of a sudden an answer to a question is minutes later, like in real life, but when you're writing, sometimes we write it's more of a linear dialogue, and so this film, I really wanted it to be as gritty and realistic as possible.
Why you wanted to make this film?
Yeah, I wanted to capture, it's my love letter to Coney Island. I just love it so much. It's one of my favorite places. And
it's the opening scene with Coney Island.
Yeah.
And casting the actors, how was the process? Because I was so happy last night when I saw people that I know, that I work with, Marilyn Sokol, Ann Jackson, Roberta Wallach. My gosh, she dropped it. She looks so hot.
Yeah.
She looks beautiful there.
And blonde.
Right. Yeah, with the glasses. She looks pretty beautiful. Yeah. And then when I saw my boy, Timothy Doyle, Oh, he was so good in that moment. I said, oh, go.
No, we stole the whole movie with he had one line.
Yes.
And it was just, every time we screen it, it brings down the house. It's the biggest laugh of the film.
Yeah.
And my next film that I just wrote a screenplay with my creative partner, Luke Zarzecki, who played my love interest in the film. He's the stranger that comes back into my life, my childhood sweetheart.
The one with the ice cream.
Yeah. And we just finished our next script together, and Timothy Doyle has a much larger part in this next
Beautiful.
one.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I think he's a great actor.
So my casting, I don't audition people.
Okay. You just go for what you know. You go by your instincts.
I see people.
You see people.
And I keep them, you know, they go into the hopper.
Right.
And I usually have, I write parts for actors. This next film, Michael Imperioli is in it, Will Patton, Eli Wallach, and so far, Sandra Bernhardt. And so
She's wonderful.
All the parts I wrote with these people in mind. And so far, everyone I've asked is on board.
Okay.
So I have a few more people that are next. But it's going to be,
I mean, to work, like, you know, you're acting, you know, growing up in an acting family, like, you know, your parents, Rick Torn and Geraldine Page. I have to bring, I can't, you know, I said to be or not to be. I'm going to ask her. You know, it's genes all over, acting all over. Your mother, she was a master of detail.
Oh, incredible. She's just, there's never been anyone like her, I know, you know, that I've ever come across. But for a long time, I wasn't going to be an actress. So it wasn't until she passed away in '87 that I explored acting. I didn't know if I had any talent. I was terrified that I was going to...
Why? You think you were terrified?
Well, it's so scary. I mean, what huge shoes to step into and to be compared to. I mean, you know, there's always going to be comparisons. And the worst thing that I think for a child is to hear that you didn't, you know, get any of the talent. You know, you didn't inherit.
You got it, baby.
So, but I didn't know, and I went into class, and I was married at the time, so I used my husband's last name, so no one would track back and like know who I was the daughter of. And it was one of the main reasons I did it, though, was also to understand my mother, who I had just lost. She was so mysterious, and the more that I dove into my own acting career, the more I understand her and the more connected I feel to her. So that was one of the main reasons I did it. But also it's like, you know, I didn't want to end up on my deathbed and say I was too scared to try.
Right.
You know, what if?
I'm glad you tried. Well, oh, my God. In the play that you just did with Stella Parsons, can we talk about that before we show the clip from Lucky Days?
Yes.
I just love Stella Parsons, okay? I think she's one of the best actors I ever seen. Is that a fair statement?
That's a fair statement, yeah.
I go far and I can go even further. I can say, oh, it's a genius. I mean, I love the energy. This woman is pure passion.